Tonight on Masterclass.
How many of you are having trouble sleeping?
How to get a great night's sleep.
The bedroom is for only two things.
A No More Excuses workout challenge.
We had to design an exercise program around an injury.
Fire up a healthy Barbie.
Big, wholesome burger with just over 400 calories.
And legendary swim coach Laurie Lawrence
Stand in front of the mirror and see how far you've come.
motivates like no other.
When you get a talented person that's prepared to pay the price, they're a superstar.
Masterclass is a great opportunity for us all to put the competition aside and pick up some valuable points about life after Camp Biggest Loser.
Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome to Masterclass. It's time once again to take your minds off the Biggest Loser competition. This is a time to think about how you will spend the rest of your life. You're all learning healthy new habits as you pursue your weight goals here at Camp Biggest Loser. But Masterclass will round off your experience by giving you enough tools and knowledge to last you a lifetime. First, Shannan is here and he's sure got a few things to get off his chest.
Thanks, Hayley. Morning, everyone.
Morning, Shannon.
Today, we're going to talk about chest. You ready to get stuck into it?
Yeah.
Let's go. Alrighty, guys. Now, this is the bench press. Now, the bench press works these major muscles in the upper body. Your chest or your pecs, the front of your shoulders, and your triceps down the back. Now, a nicely well-developed chest is not just for blokes who want to strut around with their shirts off. Anything you do in your day-to-day activities that requires a pushing movement is using your chest and your triceps together. It's about having a functional body that's going to work for you in day-to-day life. The other thing with a bench press is it's a compound exercise. It's an exercise that involves more than one joint. So here we've got the wrist, the elbow and the shoulder working together. It's a big, strong movement, uses a lot of muscles and therefore burns a lot of calories as well. So let's have a look at the bench press. So the bench should be at such a height that my feet are comfortably on the ground as I lie down. And you can see as I come down here, this bench is just a little bit high for me. My feet want to come off the ground. So what I'm going to do, you just drag this tyre across. Now, in a gym, all you do is you get a step box or something like that, put something under your feet just to lift your hips up a little bit. Hands just wider than my shoulder width. That's really important. So hands just wider than shoulders. I lift the bar up and my back is not pushed into the bench. It's just that natural curve of my spine being maintained. As I come down, breathe in, open the chest up, a couple of inches just off my chest. There's no need to come all the way down and touch your chest. If you do that, you've got a chance of injuring your shoulders. Working both ways, guys, down and up. Okay, let's wrap that off. Now, Joe, I'd like you to come and have a go, mate.
Glad you took the weights off.
All right, good. So hands just wider than his shoulders, yep. Pop your feet up on that tyre for me. Just push your hips down. Yep. And it's taking that big hyper arch out of your back. So you've got just a natural curve in there now. Yeah. Just a natural curve, good. Lift the bar up. Okay, breathing in on the way down. And out. Good. Just stay there. Shannon, can you jump on that side for me?
Oh, go Joey.
Now, mate. Put the clippers on. All right, guys, you might want to see this. Come around. So there's 60 kilos on that bench there now. Joey hasn't done a lot of weight training since he's been in the house, but he reckons he's pretty strong.
Oh, yeah. We hear about it.
So let's see how you go. Hands just wider than your shoulders.
Yep.
Nice big deep breath in as you lift the bar up. Come forward. Okay, breathing in on the way down. Nice big breath. And stop and power up. Good, you can see he's working both ways there. There's no rush. In your weightlifting, there's no use getting on there and doing it as quick as you can. You're not going to get the result. Come on, son. Nice work.
Good job, Joey. That's 60 kilos. Go for it.
Nice work, mate. All right, mate, where could you feel that working?
In the front of my arms, like along there.
Yep. The important thing to remember with your chest is your chest muscle starts obviously in the middle and it goes all the way across across that joint and joins on down here in that arm bone. So even though you'll feel a chest press across the front of your shoulders, it's the culmination of all those muscles coming together into a tendon.
How many sets should I do?
Why not try for 3 or 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps, with about between a minute and a minute and a half rest in between.
Okay.
Right, that's compound exercise for the chest. We're now going to have a look at an isolation exercise for the chest called a chest fly. Isolation exercise works only one joint at a time. The chest fly looks like this. You need some dumbbells. Now, I don't want your arms dead straight. Imagine you hugged a tree, so you put your arms around a tree or a telegraph pole, so they're a little bit flared out like that. Open up, nice and smooth, deep breath in, open the chest up, and squeeze back to the top. Lisa.
Yes.
Can you demonstrate for me, please?
I can have a go at it.
Okay, so let's run through the checklist again. Bum on the bench.
Feet on the ground.
Feet nice and stable on the ground. Good girl. The most important thing is that these 3 areas, shoulders, natural curve in the back, and the hips, maintain contact with the bench. The tendency can be to lift your hips up just to get that little bit of extra movement. Don't do it. There's a good chance you're going to hurt your back. Arms come up to the top. The important thing is that this angle in her elbow stays constant. So come out, nice big wide fly stretch, and then back. Now you can even get a little bit more depth in that. So breathe in, a nice big stretch in the chest, good, and then squeeze back. Good, Lise. Just a tiny bit too much bend in the elbow. Remember, this wants to stay constant because we're working just one joint, isolation. So open your chest up, elbows go out wide. That's it, and squeeze up. Good girl again. That's better.
Should I be going faster?
No, definitely not. One more. Okay, sit up. So Lisa just asked me, should she be going faster? You guys have been in a fair few masterclasses now. What are you risking if you do that?
Injury.
Yeah, you can get an injury. If you're coming too quickly down on your shoulders, there's a hell of a lot of force coming through your shoulder capsule. Okay, after I've done my bench press, which is a compound exercise, and my chest flies, which is an isolation exercise, I like to finish with a total body exercise. Let's go and have a look and see what it is. All right, guys, last exercise in today's chest workout is the oldie but a goodie. Push-ups. I've got my wrist, elbow and shoulder working, so there's a compound movement through there. But at the same time, my core is switched on to support me. Let's have a look, Jana. You can be my demonstrator.
Because I have such good core muscles.
So down into position, wrist, elbow and shoulder, all in a nice line. So right over the top of her hands. Come on up onto your toes, take the strain. Now, here's where I want, Jana, you to be strong. These muscles here under your core, lock those on. Okay, elbows go out and up. Nice work. And again. Not bad, guys. Go again.
Go on, John.
Good girl. One more, one more.
Right down.
Good girl.
Work, John.
Okay. Ow. Another way we can change the intensity of a push-up, Jana, just come up here. Pop your hands onto the bar and up onto your feet again, so no knees. And feel how much easier that is there because we've got a little bit of an incline. Off you go. See, she's still getting all the benefits here through her torso and through her core. Okay, good girl. Well done. Oh. But that is a little bit easier, isn't it?
Yes, it actually is.
If you're at home, you can start doing your push-ups on the side of the lounge or something like that. But I'd much rather you start there, working those core muscles, than just take the easy option and dropping out onto your knees. Guys, let's have a recap of your chest workout. Starting with the compound bench press. Feet, hips and shoulders stay anchored and stable. Bar comes down just off your chest and returns to the top. So 2 seconds down and 2 seconds up. No rush, working both ways. The isolation exercise we did today was a chest fly. Feet, hips and shoulders supported and stable on the bench. Hug the tree, open up till you get a nice stretch and squeeze back to the top. And then to finish, to put the deal together, I like to finish with a total body exercise. We want to strengthen that whole machine, the machine that is your body. So finish with some push-ups. 2 or 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps is enough for that. Alrighty, it's time to go and see your favourite doctor. Let's go.
Is this a wake-up call for you?
We're talking about sleep apnea. Snoring that's so bad you can stop breathing for up to a minute.
Next, Dr. Swan's ideas for a good night's sleep.
The bedroom is for only 2 things. One of them's sleeping.
And you're invited to the Biggest Loser barbecue.
A little bit different to your traditional Aussie barbecue, but pretty yummy.
Hi everyone. Getting a good night's sleep is not as easy as it sounds. Sleeping disorders affect many people in our community. But one thing's for certain, there is a strong connection between poor sleep and obesity. Well, today, Dr Norman Swan is here to talk about sleeping disorders, why we have them and what we can do about them. By the time he's done, hopefully, we'll all be able to rest a little easier. Dr Norman's here to talk to us about it.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Hayley. Yes, sleep. How many of you are having trouble sleeping? How many of you were having trouble sleeping before you started? It's really common. People who put on a lot of weight have trouble sleeping. Almost everybody does. And it works both ways. So lack of sleep can actually make you fat. So you heard a lot of the stories here about how we live in a society where we don't get enough sleep. Well, there's evidence that actually if you don't get enough sleep, your hunger levels go up and you actually eat more. And it comes down to the story that we've come back to many times on The Biggest Loser, which is that you've got to even out your calories during the day. People who eat most of their calories after dark put on most weight. And if you're sleeping less, you're eating more. And that's the message there. Caitlin, tell me about your sleep issues.
Well, before I came to Camp Biggest Loser, I just find it really hard to get to sleep. And I would just lie there for like 3 hours and still wouldn't get to sleep, and it'd be like 12, 1 in the morning, and then I would sleep late when I did actually get to sleep.
And what about now, after you've been on The Biggest Loser for a few weeks?
No, absolutely exhausted at the end of the day, so...
Nothing like a bit of exercise.
As soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out.
Yeah, you can thank Shannan and Michelle for that one. Yeah. What about you, Rick?
I still snore a fair bit, and Phil has his earplugs in every night.
So do you have trouble getting off to sleep?
I sleep everywhere. I lay down for 5 minutes, I'm asleep, so...
So you're tired during the day?
All day, every day.
Phil, does he stop breathing in his sleep?
I think he does. I've often listened to his pattern because him and Dave, both of them really go to town, and it's most nights, but I often wonder with Rick, I hear it stop and it'll start again and it'll go to different degrees.
So you're having a great night's sleep?
Oh, it's just...
I can hear him through my wall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good.
Shannan, you've got real troubles.
I was like Ricky is now, you know, very lethargic during the day and just tired and was getting sleep, just didn't know why I was tired. And my fiance actually said that I was stopping breathing during the night. So I went to the doctors and they gave me a sleep test and found out I had sleep apnea.
So this is your kit here, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Come on up and show us how it works. So just while Shannan's coming up, we're talking here about sleep apnea. You're actually having the treatment for sleep apnea, which is reducing weight, because the problem is too much tissue around the throat and it gets all floppy and blocks during the night. And you can stop breathing for up to a minute, your oxygen levels go down, your stress hormones go up, you kind of wake but not fully, and you get a really bad night's sleep. And this is one of the treatments, and it's an Australian invention. It's called CPAP, continuous positive airways pressure. So what are you doing here, Shannan?
I'm just putting on my mask. So this is just a mask that covers my nose. So once you turn the machine on, it's pretty much sucking in the air from the room through a filter at the back of the machine. I've then got a humidifier on the front of my machine, so the air will pass through that. That gets heated up, so it's got moisture in the air, so my throat doesn't go dry. And it then pumps air through my airway, keeping my airway open, so that way I don't stop breathing.
And does it make a difference?
Oh, definitely. I don't sleep without this. I refuse to. Depending on what type of sleep apnea or how many times you actually stop breathing, depends on how much pressure the machine has to actually force air through your airway.
There are other treatments. There are specially made splints which you can put in your mouth and thrust the jaw forward, and they do work. They're not quite as effective as CPAP. And then there's a whole controversial area about surgery, and there's not a lot of evidence that surgery is much cop. So stick with the stuff that we know, lifestyle, losing weight, and the other treatments if you need them. But what I really want to do, is talk about life after The Biggest Loser. It's a question of how to get a better night's sleep. Let me just give you a few tips for better sleeping. It's called sleep hygiene. Number one, the bedroom is for only two things. One of them's sleeping, and I'll leave the other to your imagination. Ideally, you've got heavy curtains, so the room is dark. It should be the right temperature. Hard to do in summer and in winter for some Australian houses, but it should be at a comfortable temperature. You don't drink caffeinated drinks, whether it's soft drinks or tea or coffee, probably after midday. Some people say in the evening, but probably after midday, because they, first of all, get you up at night to pass water, or they simply stimulate you and you just can't get off to sleep. The other thing is that exercise just before you go to bed is a bad idea. It stimulates you, gets you going, but exercise before dinner, about 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed, is a good idea. It gets your body temperature up, and you want your body temperature up a little bit before you fall asleep. The other thing that's quite good is a warm shower or a warm bath, but again, not just before you go to bed, before dinner, after your exercise. That will help too. Not too heavy a meal in the evening, so light meals in the evening, not heavy meals. Those all work. But the nature of sleep itself is really important. Sleep is like surfing. It comes in waves, but it's around about 45 minutes between waves. And one of the secrets to falling asleep is learning to recognize the wave when it's coming and catching it. So for example, if you're not getting to sleep, you should probably get up, go into the lounge and read a book. Don't watch television, too stimulating. Even a boring program's too stimulating. Read a book, read the paper, whatever, and recognize when that wave is coming, because your eyelids will start to droop and you'll start to feel sleepy. Close the book, go to bed. Catch the wave, because another one won't come for a while. If it's really bad, then what you should do is go to bed later and later and later so that you're really tired when you go to bed, even if it's 1 in the morning. But always get up at the same time. The mistake you're making is sleeping late. Over a period of time, 3 or 4 months, your sleep will get an awful lot better. So in summary then, sleep apnea, biggest loser is the treatment. Lose weight, get exercise. But the thing for after the biggest loser is sleep hygiene. So there you are. Just remember the good habits for healthy sleepers. And I'll see you next time. Bye, Haley. See ya.
Next, dreaming of the perfect Aussie barbie.
Hoeing at pretty much everything, but I love the dips and, well, I'm knocking off the top of a couple of frothies for sure, you know? It's nothing like it.
And the perfect way to cook it.
Today, I'm going to show you how to make a really healthy barbecue that's really yummy with much less fat and sodium and calories. Put a smile on everybody's face.
Maintaining weight's a big issue. There's no such thing as diet, it's just healthy living and healthy eating, and Masterclass teaches that.
Hello, Skinny Bunch. Welcome back to Masterclass. Today we're going to do a barbecue, and is there anything more gorgeous than on a beautiful summer's day than having your friends and family around for a barbie? It's part of who we are, it's the Australian culture, and this is what it looks like. I'm sure you're all busting to get into that. Is that pretty tempting?
Definitely.
Is it still pretty tempting?
Yeah.
Before you came into the house, did you think that an Aussie barbecue mightn't be that healthy? Yeah. I mean, have a look at it. You've got chips and dips that you're constantly grazing on while you're cooking the barbie, sucking on a few beers as well. There's heaps of fat, sodium in there and calories and carbs, we know that. They're still smiling. They're going, yeah, I miss it. So, Joe, so what do you do at a barbecue? Do you stand at the barbecue with your beer and just keep picking on dips and getting people to bring you things over?
Yeah, sucking on a few stubbies normally and having a bit of yarn to the mates.
Do you graze as well?
Normally got chips and dips and all those sorts of things lying around.
What about you, Phil? Are you a grazer while you're not cooking at the barbecue?
Yeah, definitely, Janella. I'll just hoe into pretty much everything, but I love the dips and, well, I'm knocking off the top of a couple of frothies for sure, you know? It's nothing like it.
And how do you cook your, Shannan, how do you cook your meat?
Oh, meat's always done on the barbecue. Usually, medium well for me and medium rare for a lot of others.
But most people, most of you guys are grazing. You know, by the time you sit down to get your plate of food, you're kind of full because you're just snacking on this the whole time and you don't really know how much you've had, which is not a good thing, which is why we talk about portion control. So there's the dips and the crackers and the peanuts, and then we've got the creamy pasta salads that, you know, are huge, and then the potato salads. So again, we've got carb and fat and sodium, and then if you're lucky, you might see a bit of greenery on the table that's drenched in usually a pre-made dressing that's full of sugar and salt and refined oils. And we must have the French stick made from refined white carbohydrates and loads of it. But I think what lots of people don't know is that when you cook meat at really high temperatures and it goes black, that really nice charcoaly barbecue flavour, it creates a chemical called heterocyclic acid, which is actually, nice face, Hayley, it's true, because that's actually a carcinogenic, which means a cancer-causing compound. You know how you hear barbecues sometimes aren't they good for you, the charcoal? That's why. So today, I'm going to show you how to make a really healthy barbecue that's really yummy with much less fat and sodium and calories, but it's going to be really yummy, put a smile on everybody's face. So, my lucky helper today is Lisa. Yay. Come on down.
Made it.
I made it. Say bye-bye.
Bye, bad food.
What we're going to make today is some spicy prawns and a beautiful asparagus salad on the barbie. So let's get cooking. We might start by peeling some prawns because I think lots of people are scared to do this, aren't they?
Not me.
Not you? No. Wait, I chose the right girl today. For a serve of prawns, there's 10. There's about 20 calories in each prawn, and there's lots of omega-3s. So what you want to do, together, head off. I want to leave the tails on. So get your finger underneath the legs and rip around. Look at Speedy Gonzalez over here, would you? Okay, Lisa's going to finish doing the prawns, so 10 for a serve. We're making 2 serves, so there's going to be 20. Okay, now I want to put some water on to boil because I'm going to do a fancy thing with an egg. So, because we're outdoors and it's so gorgeous out here, we're using the barbie. Some water in a saucepan. Now, the best way to boil an egg is put it in when it's cold, and once it comes up to the boil, you're going to leave it boiling for 4 minutes and then take it off. Asparagus. These are going straight on the barbecue. You don't need to cut the ends, snap the woody ends off. So just, I want to get these on the barbie. Just like that, on the barbecue, straight on. With a barbie, you know, you don't have to always put red meat. You can do veggies like this. You can do halloumi, which is a nice sheep's cheese. Look at Phoebe with the halloumi. Oh, so yummy. There's lots of things you can do. Lisa's done a fine job of the prawns. Now we're going to get rid of the digestive tract. So, get a sharp knife. Do one together. Get your knife.
Go straight down.
Yeah, straight down. And then pull that out.
I'll get that bowl back.
So we're going to spice these prawns up. What I've got is 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder and 1 tablespoon of paprika. I'm not going to put those on the plate yet because the wind's going to blow them. So what I've got in here are some skewers, and they're soaked in water. They're soaked in water because they're wood, and when you put them on the barbie, they burn. So if you use metal ones, you don't need to do that. So I'm going to start threading these. So as I said before, per serve, 10. So 3 on one, 3 on one, and 4 on another. Okay, would be good. 3? Okay, so 3. 10's a lot, isn't it? Don't you think 10's a lot for a serve of prawns? Yeah. Okay.
Janella, I just wanted to know, have you just left the tail on purely for a decoration? Is that the only reason?
Well, I like, when I get my kebab or skewer, to pull them off with a fork. I learned that leaving them on makes me eat slower. Because otherwise you go, like a Scooby snack, and you don't chew. But if you have the tails on, you have to actually eat one by one. How's our asparagus going there, Lisa?
It's nearly done.
The egg is boiled, the prawns are stabbed, and they are about to get coated with the spices. So, Lisa, can you pull those asparagus off? You just want them charcoal. They only take, you know, 3 or 4 minutes. OK, so while Lisa's doing that, I'm going to put the spices and hope they don't go absolutely everywhere. Like that. So, we've got lovely, beautiful, clean prawns. OK, so mix up your spices like that and make it really pretty. And place them on. And squash the spices in. Isn't that pretty? We're going to prepare the salads, get them ready, and then prepare our meats and prawns, seafood, and do them all together. So it all comes off together, so we've got a nice little spread going on.
Do you want me to keep rubbing those?
Oh, let's do it together.
Yep.
Nice. So I've got a really fancy trick with the egg to show you.
Great.
OK, let's do this salad and move on. OK. So we want to move him out a little bit. Make it look more. So this is to serve 2. So there's 12 stalks there. I'm going to get you to do this, actually.
Great.
Get a grater? Yep. Have you ever grated an egg?
No.
Great.
Over top of the asparagus.
Over the top of the asparagus.
Beautiful.
And while you do that...
Oh.
Isn't it cute? It's pretty, isn't it?
It's very cool.
And it's really easy to do as well.
My kids would like that.
1 tablespoon of capers. That's for the salt. If you give that a sprinkle over. And Lise.
Yes.
Great.
Some lemon
Some
zest?
lemon zest, about a tablespoon over the top.
Yep.
Yum, how good does that look? There's no oil in that. And, just to be fancy, about a teaspoon of balsamic vinegar. You can use any vinegar you like. Raspberry, apple cider, white wine, and, my dear, cracked pepper over the top. And just before I serve that, we're going to squeeze some lemon over. Asparagus salad.
Beautiful.
And we're going to come back and cook our prawns in just a few minutes. Lovely, Lisa. Thanks for your help.
My
You're
pleasure.
dismissed.
Thank you.
Yes, you did a nice job. Lovely, easy. That was simple.
Coming up,
Be gentle with me.
I can't make that promise.
kids in the kitchen.
Do I take the skin off? I'm 20. What do you expect?
A little bit more.
The big barbecue continues with Healthy Snapper and the Great Aussie Roo Burger.
Let's do the next 2 dishes. Dave, do you want to come and give me a hand?
Certainly, Janella.
Let's show the guys and Australia that the boys can do more than just stand at the barbie and turn the sausages.
Oh, we can.
Come on in. Just for Dave,
Oh,
we're going to make baby snapper and a green bean salad. You still don't like fish?
no, I don't mind the green bean salad, but
Oh, OK, well, that's a start. Pan on the barbecue and some water in the pan. And I'm going to get you, Dave, to take the ends of the beans.
top and tail some beans.
Top and tail some beans. He's fancy. 2 cups of beans there for 2 people. You can still get your vegetables into you when you're having a barbecue. It doesn't have to just be meat and potatoes. With your beans too, you don't have to take off both ends. Just take off that end. Leave that nice little cute one there. It's a waste taking that off. This is our baby snapper, any fish of course, and I want to season this. So we've before used dried herbs, garlic, olives. All of you have different emotions on the different herbs. We've used coriander, but today what I'm going to use is miso paste. Do you know what it is, Caitlin?
I have no idea what it is. It
You've
looks
never
like
had miso?
Vegemite or something.
It tastes a little bit like Vegemite as well. Do you want to smell, Dave?
Vegemite fish.
Must be my blocked nose. It smells very salty.
It's salty. It's fermented soybeans. It's very good for you. It's great for your stomach and your intestines. It keeps your blood sugar even. It's a complex carbohydrate. Almost no fat, really high protein. It's very, very yummy. It's a really nice flavouring to use. So, get a bowl.
Drop those beans in there.
Throw them in, Dave. We'll just bring that up to the boil and they should be done then. You guys are getting really quick with your chopping. Okay, so, tablespoon of miso paste in there. Stir. This one is mirin, which is a Japanese condiment. It sweetens things up a little bit. It's a rice vinegar, like a sweet fermented rice product.
Can that be found in just supermarkets?
You can at supermarkets. It's really nice added to eggs to make omelettes, in your stir fries. You need to get to know these kind of flavourings that are low calorie and low fat, just to add flavour to things. Okay, lovely. Have you chopped ginger before?
Yes.
It's so lovely and young, this ginger, that you don't need to take that skin off. You know how some ginger's got really chunky, hard skin? You don't really want that, but that's lovely. So can you chop that as finely as you can for me? In juliennes or little strips would be great. All right, so I've got the mirin and the miso there. So before I get my hands dirty, getting my alfoil, we're going to wrap the fish up in the alfoil and make sure he fits. Get a knife. Okay, let's put our alfoil aside. Orange instead of lemon today. With the ginger and the miso, it's going to be really yummy.
Shame about the fish, Janella.
You can use chicken. All right, I'm going to slice a few thin slices to put on the bottom and the top. We're putting it on the bottom so it doesn't stick. Tin foil. Orange. Fish. Now you're going to rub this as a marinade all over it. So good for you. Keeps you full for a long time too, miso. And great if you've got any nausea or indigestion or reflux as well. Okay, so a tablespoon is plenty enough on there. See how I didn't give you that job to do, Dave?
I'm very thankful, Janella. That's very kind of you.
I am going to put the orange a bit more, nice and thin. Anyone ever had fish like this? Give them a squeeze. Dave, do the honours. The ginger. Nice. You don't need pepper. You definitely don't need salt with the miso. You've got all your flavour in there. So now we are going to fold him up. Secure him really well.
Janella, why exactly are you putting it in the tin foil?
I'm putting it in tin foil so it steams it. We don't have any oil in there. It's the same as using Phil's
Barley hut, Janella.
barley hut. It'll keep all the moisture in, it's going to cook it nicely, and it won't take very long cooking like that. If you throw that straight onto the barbie, it's going to go dry, and all the nice, beautiful, succulent juices are going to go down there instead of down there. So, you don't want any holes in it, because then all the steam will seep out and it will take longer to cook. That fish is about ½ a kilo. We want to serve 2 people, and we want about 150 grams each, don't we, for fish? So that's about 150 calories. So once the skin and the bones are all off, it's going to be about that much. So let's put him aside and work on our salad. Okay, in the bowl, tomato, but this is for 2 people, remember, so ½ a tomato each. Would you like to wedge that up?
Feel free.
Red onion. So, I want ½ a red onion and a whole tomato. This salad is really nice with some almonds through it as well. So, finely slice ½ an onion. Lovely. So you put your tomatoes in there. Nice. It's a nice, simple salad. And let's check our green beans.
Well, it's soft.
I think they're great.
They're good. They're actually pretty good.
So pull them out. Put them straight in there. Nice. Thanks, Dave. And then we are going to season that with a little bit of tamari, so your wheat-free soy. Got a teaspoon. Remember, it's high in sodium. A half a teaspoon of sesame oil.
Should we have dunked them in cold water?
Well, I'm going to keep them warm so they soak up those sauces in there. And then toss. That's our salad. Okay, let's pour him in there.
Would you like to do
Yeah,
that,
I'll do
Jill?
that. Thanks, Dave. Okay. To a nice deep bowl. Another lovely, easy salad for summer.
Janella, could I use snow peas instead of...
You don't like beans, Hayley?
I'm not a huge fan, but I do like the little green snap peas,
Sure.
beans, so that'd be okay?
You could use those. Nice question. You could use broccoli. You could use broccolini. You could use anything you wanted, really, except for potatoes. And thanks for your help, Dave.
Thanks, Janella. Grab my hat.
Easy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Still to come, a legendary poolside motivator turns up the pressure.
Honestly, mate, I know you want to go home, but don't give up on it now, mate.
But next,
Who knows what this is?
Bit of skippy steak.
Bit of skippy steak.
everybody wants a piece.
He took a bit of kangaroo.
That's an Aussie barbecue.
Who knows what this is?
Bit of skippy steak.
Bit of skippy steak. It is a national treasure. Who's tasted it?
Yeah.
All of you. There's so many reasons to have kangaroo meat. There's less calories than chicken breast, and you guys are eating stacks of chicken breast because it's low fat. There's heaps of iron. There's so much protein. 100 grams of your kangaroo is about 66% of your daily recommended intake of protein. And it's tasty, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Rick, do you feel like coming up and give me a hand? Come on. Let's cook some skippy.
Be gentle with me.
I can't make that promise. 2 fillets there, about 100 grams each, and they're about 100 calories each as well. Okay, so he's going to stay there with a cover on it, and we're going to start our healthy burger. How do you feel about slicing onions? Slice some onions, Rick.
I'm scared.
Are you?
Do I take the skin off? I'm 20. What do you expect?
A little bit more. All right, there you go.
All right.
So 1 whole onion for 2 burgers, and you have to make sure that the skin flies everywhere
Yep,
when
and
you do it.
how are we cutting this?
As finely as you can.
And dicing, are we?
No, slice.
Slicing.
I'm going to put the snapper on, or the squire, because he's going to take a little while to cook, because the kangaroo, a minute, and that fish is going to take about 7 to 10 minutes. So let's put him on, because we might have a little while to wait here.
Yeah, I'll be chopping for a while. Don't rush.
Good sound. 2 cups of mushrooms, 1 cup each. For you non-mushy lovers, they're done?
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it, this is the first bit of oil we've used, so give it 1 spray of oil, Rick, next to the fish.
Next to the fish. How long for?
1 second.
1 second.
Put some
Onions?
Yeah.
You want the onions?
onions all on.
Onions on?
Okay, you can help me with the mushies.
Oh.
Let's slice them up. About this, maybe if you could do them a bit thinner than the onion.
When you cook onions on a barbecue, do you always put a bit of water on top of them? Because like you normally pour beer on them or something when you're cooking them, but did put water?
Well, you could put water on them if you want them, if you wanted to, but I've just put olive oil on there and that will be nice, but put water on if you want. So we've got, you're off the hook, Rick, 2 cups of mushrooms sliced up. Do you want to put those on now with your onions? And you can put water on if you like. The mushrooms are going to shrink down a lot. So we've got the mushrooms on, we've got the onions on. I'm just going to make a little bit of room here. Put our fish over. Now, Rick, do you know what that is?
Beetroot.
Nice. It's a beetroot, fresh beetroot. You can actually eat the beet greens. They're a very good source of folate and magnesium and calcium. So I'm going to chop those off. I'm going to get you to grate this, but I'm just going to take the skin off. You can see this beautiful colour. So I'm going to do 1 beetroot for 2 people. It will stain your board. Okay. Can you grate that for me?
I think so.
Have you grated before?
Yes.
Great. Great. Oh, show everybody how beautiful that is.
I'm looking at.
You could make fritters out of that. Bit of feta, some egg. Grate away. I think we could almost put our prawn skewers on soon as well. You know what you can do?
What's that? You got any butter for the bread roll?
Can you rip those open and put them onto the barbecue? We're just going to toast them a little bit. Haley's got a question.
If you weren't a big fan of the rolls, could you have like sourdough bread or something and put your burger in the middle?
Sure. Use a flatbread, wholemeal. Let's make a nice plate with all our ingredients. So tomato, beetroot, and some lettuce. Any lettuce you like. You can use fancy lettuce. You can use good old iceberg lettuce.
Good.
Rick, yeah, pull those buns off if you wouldn't mind, please.
It's only a bit warm.
Bit warm, yeah. Nice and toasty. And seeded mustard. Have you tasted this before?
No, I've never eaten mustard before.
Do you want to taste?
I'm a bit scared.
Bit scared of mustard.
Yeah, Joe loves it, but
Love it?
never been a fan.
A nice different taste to the burger. So about a teaspoon on each. All over it. Okay.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? Yummy. Okay, here's our kangaroo. I'm going to crack some pepper over it for some seasoning. Yeah. Rick, can you get a egg flip kind of utensil and move the mushrooms and the onions up? Nice. Now we've got some manly utensils here. And 1 spray of olive oil for a second. And kangaroo meat.
Oh,
not for very long. About a minute. Sear it, so we won't touch it, just leave it. Okay, so, Rick, do you want to take those mushrooms and onions off and put them right there?
Right there.
Good. And I'm going to get the prawns, because it's about that time. With the prawns, I'm going to grate some lemon over them before they go on. Okay, so grate your lemon all over your prawns. And because we don't want to overcook the kangaroo, let's have a look at him. That's about it.
Looks awesome.
Yum. So about 30 seconds on that side as well. I'm going to do a quick spray for the prawns. Excuse me, Rick.
There you go.
Okay, let's get our roux off.
Get it off?
Yeah. It's going to keep cooking once you take it off.
All right, we'll put it there. Come here.
Beautifully done. Okay, let's assemble the burgers.
Assemble burgers.
Assemble the burgers.
Put this down.
Roux on first.
Ooh.
That's a nice big piece of meat, isn't it? Half a tomato. Let's do some onions and mushies. They look big, I know, but there's only 400 calories in this massive burger. Okay, let's just cut up some lettuce. Rick, can you get those prawns off? We don't want overcooked prawns. Okay, lovely, big, wholesome burger that you're going to wrap your laughing gear around with just over 400 calories, hardly any fat, wholemeal burger, so no refined carbohydrates, really low sodium, high iron, high protein. And these prawns are looking fantastic.
Barbie is hot.
It is hot, isn't it?
Ow.
I'm going to squeeze some lemon over these.
Oh, yeah. I don't even
Right.
eat prawns and that looks good.
Ah, That's warming my heart, Rick.
It is?
That's a beautiful thing to say. And now let's look at our fish.
I'm not going to get that off. I'll mess it up.
Can you, I was going to ask you. Pass me your big utensil. Try and keep all your juices in. Open him up. Let's have a look in here. Whoa, yum. Look at all those juices,
good.
Isn't it great? And let's bring over our salads.
Is that all? Can we go this way?
Yep, that one and that one. So a little bit different to your traditional Aussie barbecue, but pretty yummy. A lot less fat, a lot less calories, no snags on there, no rissoles on there. So be adventurous. Just to look at the calories again, in your fish, 200 calories per serve. Asparagus is about 60. Same with your green bean salad, nothing. Your prawns for 10, you've got about 200 again, and your burger's 400 calories. So you haven't got a whole lot of calories there. It's a really nice, beautiful smorgasbord to give your friends and family.
Thanks,
Janella. You're welcome.
Fantastic.
Okay, who'd like to try?
Wow, this looks great.
Oh, I like the fish.
Oh, good one, Phil.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, mate.
Let's get our own.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
He took a bit of kangaroo.
That's an Aussie barbecue.
Still to come, don't let an injury slow you down.
Now that you're nursing injuries, you've got 15 minutes to come up with a great workout plan.
How does your ankle feel doing this? No problem?
Yeah, ankle feels fine.
But next, a master coach joins Masterclass.
Go back and have a look at a photo. Stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and see how far you've come.
Hi, everyone. Hi. I'm about to introduce to you a very close friend of mine. Many coaches dream of having one Olympic athlete. This man has had nearly 30. He was never my personal coach. In fact, I spent most of my career trying to beat the girls that he was coaching. It's my great honour and privilege to introduce to you a wonderful man, legendary coach, Laurie Lawrence.
Hayley, you are a glamour.
Pay you later.
Good.
Laurie, it's lovely to meet you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just
when
so
I saw the
excited.
glamour, I just ignored you. I'm sorry.
It's such a thrill to have you here.
Great to be here.
And Laurie, just to give you a heads up,
Yeah.
some of these guys have lost 20, 30, 40, even close to 50 kilos. What advice or anecdotes can you give to them in terms of staying focused? We've got Phil, Lisa and David with kids at home. They're starting to think like they want to go home. Rick's getting to the point where he's got his pregnant girlfriend at home. What advice can you give to them to stay focused and not want to go home?
If I were in the same situation, I'd be thinking that way too. Honestly, I would. However, I've got to look at the bigger picture. I've got to look at where I'm going and what I'm trying to do and what I've committed to. What have I committed to when I came in here? Did I say I'll come in for 6 weeks? Did I say I'll come in for 3? I said I'll come in as long as it takes. That was my commitment to myself. And then I think, my kids are going to see me on TV at least. Will they be proud of me? Will they? So you've got to get your own mental images in there to give you a reason to keep pushing forward. But how do you think your kids are? How old are they?
15 and 13.
15 and 13. So how much weight have you lost since you've been here?
32 kilograms.
How do you feel about losing 32 kilos?
Good.
You feel
Really
great?
good. Yeah.
But you can do more, can't you?
Yes.
And how do you think your kids are going to feel?
They want me to be here.
They want you to be here. I mean, stand up if you're not satisfied with what you've done now. Stand up if you are happy with what you've done now. So we get 100%. Everyone's happy. So put the pressure on. Remain standing if that's where you want to stay. honestly, mate, I know you want to go home, but honest to God, I mean, you've done a fantastic job now, but don't give up on it now, mate.
This man is quite a freak when it comes to just being able to do anything. So, you know, everything that he puts his hand to, he does really well at. And you would have to agree with that, wouldn't you, Joe?
He don't.
Don't let him beat me,
You don't
though.
let him beat you, mate.
No way.
Eh?
But I just would hate to see it get wasted. You've got a great ability and a great talent.
But when you go back, are you going to fall into another life, the old lifestyle, or are you going to make changes to your life?
I'm not going back to what it was.
You're not going back?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
Why did you get the way you were?
I was a wreck.
Physical wreck?
Mental wreck.
Mental wreck. Are you strong mentally now?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to go back, you have to be strong. If you're going to, you know, you've got to make the choice.
Yeah.
And every time you make choices every day to stay the way you are, but I think you can get better.
You weren't my coach, but you were
I wish I was.
I know, but too late now. Not going back.
You're not going back.
Not going back.
Come on.
But Laurie, you were certainly a massive part of my whole swimming career. And you certainly had, or did a lot of talks to all of us that even weren't a part of your swimming team. And one thing that always stood out to me that you would say was, if you don't have as much talent as that person, but that person only puts in 85%, and you put in 110%, there's no reason
Why you can't beat them.
why you can't beat them.
When you get a talented person that's prepared to pay the price, they're a superstar. But I see people that are not so talented, who still achieve very, very highly because they work harder and they actually beat someone who's more talented than them because they're prepared to pay the price. Where's Phil? Phil, I'm told that you get out there, you walk 10K on your own around the parade ground because you're not allowed to go anywhere. Mate, I congratulate you on that.
Thanks, Laurie.
Because you're being positive, you're doing something positive. But you know what? People should say to him, Phil, not, oh shit, he's going to win the 400,000. People should be saying, good job, Phil. It's that simple. How do you think you're going?
Just.
Are you happy with what you've done?
No.
Why not? Why not? You're all right. But I thought you stood up before to say you were, you know, you've got so far.
I'm happy with my results.
Yeah, that's
but
great.
I know I could have done better.
All right, well, it's not too late, is it?
I think I need to get back the determination that I had on that first day.
When you first come, you reckon you had the determination?
Yeah.
Well, where's it gone? It can't disappear. It cannot disappear. So you've just got to get it back in your mind and say, right, here I go. For the next week, I'm going to go, and when he walks, I'm going to walk half as far as him. Or the whole thing here is, if you come in here, you've made changes to your lifestyle, then it's up to you to keep it going again. When you go back home, you need support, team support. Here you've got everything you need. Personal trainer, right? You've got diet, people going shopping for you, everyone's doing things for you, right? When you go out there, you need to build a team support around you to help you. Because if you don't, you're going to go down the tube. Now, that support must be positive support.
Well, Laurie, I'm sorry, we're going to have to wrap things up. You've been fantastic. Do you have any parting advice for the contestants?
Enjoy what you do. Enjoy it. That's number one. Because if you enjoy something, it's not a trouble. That's what life's about, you know? Enjoy what you do.
Thanks, Laurie.
Thank you.
Coming up, the Masterclass Challenge.
There can only be one winner. Shannan and Todd, which team has won the prestigious Masterclass Shield?
today's Masterclass challenge, we arrived at Fitness First, and it was a beautiful big gym.
We walked inside with Shannon and Hayley was waiting for us, and next to her was the coveted Masterclass shield. And this week, that one's going to be mine.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
And welcome to another Masterclass challenge. Today we're going to focus on something that you're all quite familiar with, injuries. That's why we have Todd here, the gym's physio, to help us out.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Now, injuries are part and parcel of an active life, but they can have a damaging ripple effect on the mind and the body, because sometimes they are an excuse to do nothing. The key is to not let your injuries derail your exercise program. There are always ways to stay on track. And in today's Masterclass challenge, you are going to put some of your hard-earned experience into practice. You are going to be divided into groups of 3 and given an injury, so to speak. The first team is going to have to work with a hamstring strain. Lisa?
Surprise, surprise, Hayley.
You have runs on the board when it comes to having dodgy hamstrings. So, we've selected you as leader of the hamstring team. Come up and get your towels.
Thank you, Hayley.
Shannon and Phil, you've both had lower body injuries, so I'm going to team you up with Lisa.
No worries.
I'll down, Philly. Thank you very much.
The next team is going to have to work their way around a rotator cuff strain. David, given your track record with your shoulder, you are the standout skipper of this team. Grab your towels.
Thanks, Hayley.
Ably assisting David will be Rick and Joe.
Hey, have a towel, brothers.
Caitlin, you're a natural to lead the third team because at the moment you are nursing a rolled ankle. Guess who we're teaming you up with? Jana and Phoebe, come and get your towels.
Thanks, Hayley.
Thank you. Orange.
Here's how the challenge will work. Your mission is to come up with a workout plan that you can do while safely keeping your injuries out of harm's way. You'll be judged on how effectively and completely you can work your whole body without troubling your injury. You should aim for a minimum of 3 exercises in your plan. The entire gym is at your disposal, so have a good look around before you settle on your exercises. You'll be given 5 minutes to devise your workout plan and then 10 minutes to demonstrate it. But before we start, we're going to really make those injuries stand out.
Take ankle. Now
that you're nursing injuries, you've got 15 minutes to come up with a great workout plan. Your time starts now.
I think we were pretty lucky having the sprained ankle because it's such an isolated part of the body. You can do a lot with the rest of it. So because we're working around the ankle injury, we want to avoid things like treadmill, cross-training because they're not stable enough.
Yep. I reckon bike because it's low impact. It wasn't really hard for me to think of a program for a rolled ankle injury. Like you can't do the seated leg press.
Okay, so all upper body. We had 5 minutes to plan, and that was going to be a challenge, given that we're in a gym of that size.
So what do you reckon? We'll just stick to all upper body, guys, and maybe try the lat pull-downs first?
A hamstring injury is very restrictive because that's one of your main muscle groups.
Beautiful.
So it is a little bit tricky to get something that's going to work for that.
So I reckon the next one we'll do the grinder.
Oh, I tell you what, mate, I bet you wish this was on your wish list.
Oh, mate, I'd love to have this back at the house. So far, it's working pretty well.
Absolutely. I think you've done well to find the grinder. You know, with a leg injury, it's harder because so many of our cardio exercise routines we use our legs for, so you've done well to find this.
What have you got in your program so far?
Firstly, we've got the lat pull-downs.
So what are you going to put with your lat pull-down? That's the next question.
We hadn't really thought about that. We thought we'd just go lat pull down and then abs.
The advice that Shannon gave to tweak the circuit was to add another upper body, such as a chest press.
Got enough weight there?
Yeah, that's a lot better, guys.
Yeah?
So we go there, abs, here, abs, grinder, abs, boxing to finish.
Yeah. Fire the big bird up, Davey.
I didn't mind being paired up with Dave. He knows different exercises that he can use without hurting his shoulder.
So you can either hold that there. See, that's still moving the joint, where that's probably even better. Break it up for a minute.
It's hard when you're not using your arm, you just stay.
I know. It's effective.
I've learnt plenty since being here about working around injuries, and I thought we'd put in a good show this week.
So I reckon leg press is fine, and if you can do quads as well.
All right, boys, you got the shoulders? What have you got for us?
Well, the start of our program was going to be hitting some cardio, doing some intervals, so either cross-train or a treadmill.
Absolutely perfect. Yep.
Now, remember when you go to your legs, think big muscle groups.
Like quads and...
Yeah, efficiency, but balance at the same time. We'll leave you to it.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Good luck.
Well, yeah, we definitely need to focus on some squats.
That one's focusing on the pecs, pretty much.
And obviously, absolutely no impact on the ankle.
No impact on your ankle. All you do is sit there.
All right, girls, times are ticking. How you going?
Good. We're finishing with weights, upper body, so that it'll keep burning after we finish.
Okay. What's the important thing with resistance training?
Control.
If you're going to do this, you've got to do...
Opposite muscle groups.
Okay. If you're pushing, then you could be...
Pulling.
Good luck, guys.
We thought that's a good point. So we worked in 4 weight machines that really did focus on each muscle.
Okay, so this is the push-pull stuff.
If you do pecs, arms, and then lat roast back, yeah?
Yeah.
4, 5. So this is good because we're burning up the legs.
30 on the side.
30.
And then 30 high.
And then 30.
Double pump, yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, so that's great.
All right, guys, time's up. Move to your stations. We want to see the workout.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right, guys, time's up. Move to your stations. We want to see the workouts. The judging criteria was to be quite simple. We needed to see the most efficient and effective workout performed in the safest possible manner.
Leg press.
In today's Masterclass challenge, we had to design an exercise program around an injury. I was with Caitlin and Jana working around a sprained ankle.
We started off with boxing first, which worked the upper part of your body with crunches that worked your core and focused on that area. The second station that we set up was spin bike.
How does your ankle feel doing this? No problems?
Yeah, ankle feels fine. Okay, set.
We finished with some weights.
In the weights section, we just wanted to focus on all those muscles that were above your leg.
2, 1. Swap over.
I was the team captain of the group with a rotator cuff injury. We decided to start off 1 minute hard and fast on the cross trainer and mix that up with crunches, making sure that the shoulder wouldn't move. We really wanted to target the legs in the second part.
I did leg press and then jumped off and did squats with a medicine ball, just keep working muscle groups in my legs.
I was going to be focusing on one muscle at a time, on the muscles in the front and the muscles in the back, and I didn't hurt my shoulder, so it was pretty good.
First station of our workout was our lateral pull downs. Phil did those and then he went straight onto the chest presses. So we'd worked 2 groups of muscles in the upper body.
Finish it off.
Nice.
I was working on the grinder machine, which smashes the heart rate up. And also did boxing with Lisa. 9-10 hook.
1 minute to go. All right, guys, time's up. Come on in.
I think our 10-minute workout was pretty effective. I had sore legs and got a bit of a sweat up, so I definitely know it worked.
Welcome back, guys. Well, despite your injuries, you certainly found a lot of things to do around the gym. Lisa, your team had the hamstring strain. Guys, what did you think?
I thought from a physiotherapy point of view, it was a great idea to do like the seated boxing.
From my point of view, you did a chest press and a lat pull down, which is really important. But there's so much more of your upper body. Right next to that was a shoulder press machine. So you could have gone into shoulders and arms as well, just to maximise that burn.
Yep. David, you're another team leader with the rotator cuff strain. What do you guys think?
Absolutely. I thought the shoulders are a really complex joint, so it's really important to get that totally assessed before you try and do any of your upper body workout. Your exercises were fantastic. The weighted medicine ball was a great idea, just being wary of how heavy that ball is in terms of the strain that's placed on your shoulder for that one.
Very good ideas that you used a compound exercise first, but then a combination of 2 isolation exercises targeting the quads and the hamstrings. I'm with Todd. I was just a little bit worried, even with an isometric hold with the medicine ball, just the stress that would put through the shoulder.
And Caitlin, you were the team leader with the rolled ankle injuries. Guys?
Okay, well, my main concern was with on the bike. In an acute setting with your ankle, it's going to be pretty sore doing that real resistance stuff. Range of motion is really important. So the bike's a good idea, but really low resistance, low intensity.
Yeah, we had low resistance.
Fantastic, that's good.
The upper body component was fantastic. You had the perfect symmetry in the fact that you had a lat pull down opposed with a shoulder press, a chest press coming this way opposed with a row, which is coming back. And the fact that you utilise those machines in a little zigzag in the gym made that upper body component really efficient. That was smart.
Guys, as you know, with all Masterclass challenges, there can only be one winner. Shannan and Todd, which team has won the prestigious Masterclass Shield?
The hamstring group played it the safest. Definitely put no strain through your hamstrings, but we're worried that the workout might not be all that you could have got from it. The boys, very comprehensive. Push and pull compound exercise was great. We just took a couple of points off you, holding that medicine ball through a shoulder. So the winner this time are the rolled ankle group and Caitlin as team captain.
Caitlin, Phoebe, Jana, congratulations. You have won this week's Masterclass challenge. Caitlin, come up and receive your shield.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Come on, team captain.
Well, guys, that brings another Masterclass to an end. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves and learnt a lot along the way. But you now have to switch back to Biggest Loser mode and get focused. You've got a head-to-head weigh-in coming up and you're going to need to pull out all stops to beat your opponent. So, best of luck, train hard, and I'll see you at the weigh-in.
Thanks, Hayley.